Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I am the Humble Gamer. This is some more Kentucky Route Zero. Now last time, remember we did a lot of travelling. We found those two musicians who Junebug is now with us, I think. I don't know if the other one is. And then we came to this part of the Zero where we found this Donald character and all his people gathered around him. And we started to work on this XANADU thing, and now we are running through the XANADU program. So I've pretty much carried on from exactly where I left off. I had to reload it a little bit, so I did all the decisions exactly the same, but the only difference is that Mícheál is now musing about the lives of fungal colonies, which I don't think she was at the end of the last episode. Anyway, it's now, we've just slept on the game, so we can now make the decision. Research Assistance 1, Realism Index 32%, Romance Index 22%, Mould Coverage 11%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistants to task, or sleep until tomorrow. I'm going to hire hire a new assistant pretty much all the time. I've hired Rick, who studies library sciences. I'm going to hire another one as well. No, you have to try again later. So you can only hire one per day. That's fine. So I'm going to assign Rick. He's a library science, so transcription is probably going to be good for him. How many did you assign how many to transcription? Just the one. Assign assistance to a task. Debugging, translation, or speculation. We're going to do debugging. And then we shall sleep. Time passes. Rick widens tunnels slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Mícheál summarised the migratory patterns of the bats through the tunnels. Greasy black mold is collected on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. 2. Realism Index 57%. Romance Index 12%. Mould coverage must be fairly large. 20%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign distance of his task, or sleep until tomorrow. Let's hire a new research assistant. Hired Weaver, who studies mathematics. Assign assistance to a task. Debugging, transcription, or speculation. Right, well, 3 research assistants available today. Just the one on debugging. I'm going to hire... I'm not going to hire, I'm going to... Hopefully Rick will go on to transcription. Just the one to transcription. And then assign assistant to a task. And we'll hire, and we'll send what's her name to speculations, because she's the artist. And then we'll sleep. Now if it's some weird math with some weirder math. Weaver carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water in all variations over a period of several hours. Rick discards centuries of exhausted data on the uniformity of cause and effect. Intruders. The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide beneath the rock until they leave. With trepidation you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now is the time to continue your work. I'm not convinced it's getting us any closer to the Zero. It's not. 3 research systems. 62% realism. 22% romance. And 0% mold coverage. You may hire a new assistant or sleep for him until tomorrow. Try to quit and start over. I want to keep playing. Come on, kid. We got stuff to do. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. Quick game? I was just as far as wanting to quit. Do something or die somewhere and to start over. Smash the computer. Bias is answer this one. Maybe we have to wait it out. I guess we can keep playing. Maybe we have to wait it out. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. One of them, the mathematician named Weaver, follows the stranger into the tunnel. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Years pass. Mould accumulates. You and your remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the centre of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit. Ah. Okay, so we got through XANADU. Act 3, Scene 10. Hall of the Mountain King. Yes, we're back here, aren't we? Lula! What are you doing here? You really go into the caves? Well, you were easy enough to find. I met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of our project. Oh. I made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes of the first half, so I had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report this. A bit tediously sentimental. We've been looking for you. So you found the address data. Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're going to start a street name collision. Dogwood Drive. Wasn't the Bureau going to process it? I insist. I have crystals to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. It should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over. I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge. Yes, the bridge, through the gate over there. Now we too recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray. Then turn around. That's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. I don't want to go to the gate. I want to talk to Donald. Presuming I can talk to Donald. Nope, fine. Let's just go to the gate. Since that's the only thing that I can do. I really do love the way they've set this. It's sort of like a... It's not... It's 2.5D, I suppose you'd describe it as, but... Ah, the gate is open. The gate is open. Okay. Let's go down then. Why is the musical woman Junebug? Finding my leans against a rock. It's full of empty wine bottles and library books. Why is Junebug sounding like a robot? Listen. I do like the music again though. That's the old tape recorder then. Someone's had a old tape recorder on the path. It doesn't appear to be damaged, but there's no tape to play or to record. Down we go again. A bookshelf. What have we got on the bookshelf? Anything interesting? The bookshelf was carried only part of the way up here before the project was abandoned. It's still useful. The peak of the spire is crowded anyway. Yes, the peak of that place is quite crowded. Ah, the lantern that we saw in XANADU. It says when one electric lantern has been left here, the batteries have long since died. There's our van. Our truck. How did we do that? What happened up there? I'm actually not sure. Very mysterious, Mom. Thanks for waiting, Homer. What have you been doing? Keeping Johnny here company? Okay. It's time to go. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then shift clockwise until you find the Bureau. So we've got to go counterclockwise until we find the cathode ray. That's the cat carrier. Now we've got our own little sort of... No, that's not counterclockwise. This is counterclockwise. Past the rope. Cathode ray, then turn around. Past the sprocket. Past the anchor. What is this place? What actually is? The Kentucky Route Zero. What is Route Zero? Why is it so special? Why does so much strange shit happen in it? I'm genuinely intrigued by this game. I really, really am. I can't wait to figure out the entire story of it. The Bureau. Act 3, Scene 11. The Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. It was the setting for Chapter 2, mostly. Yes, why is she like a robot? Why does she have that sort of sound? Let's ring the bell. Just going to have some crisps. Like I said, I don't know how long this episode's going to be. I didn't intend the last one to be about the hour or so it was, but... Ah. There is Lula. Here you are, Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. Any word on the address? The George just came in by courier. Good news, Donald isn't able to sort through the noise. Rick cross-referenced the results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here, I have to get back to packing. You going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive, I'd like to be ready. Going back to Mexico, it's been years. They still have one of my sculptures in the museum down there, did you know? Big ugly iron thing. Trying to have it scrapped anyway. Safe travels, try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks, and deep. Well. Let's wait then. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows. Alright, what happened? Up to you. It's okay, you can tell them. Doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So we were in that graveyard. We're now going to find out what those two got up to. Scene 12, where the strangers come from. Yeah, we've done this. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. It's muddy. Yeah, that's what he said. Crystals and then mud. Okay. I want to stay outside. Okay. I'll stay with him. We can look for lizards. Okay, we'll make it quick. Church for its cold metal, scuffed and flexed by unknown boot heels. Let's both just have a sit, shall we? What happened in here? I don't know what I expected. Another dead end. Yeah, I don't think that's how I saw it. Listen, earlier, in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but... What did you find down there? When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the situation. Check the saturation. She was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared, suddenly ran away, but we thought she was dead. Yeah, I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then the next time I flipped the channel to 2, Weaver, burned in my vision. Now she's standing in a room. The walls are blank and kind of grey. There's a tape on the walls, like markings, and a desk, a classroom maybe. The camera's in the corner, so it's sort of 45 degree angle to the room, and there's Weaver right there in the centre of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed cap. She said to go to the mine, I'd find something there. I don't remember exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. It's so dusty in here, right? Yeah? I hadn't noticed. Maybe it's me, I'm kind of allergic to... What the hell was that? Did you hear that? We should check outside. We should... Oh! Okay. What the hell? Well, I know they look like skeletons in XANADU, but still. Strange activates the tape player still on his shoulder. Crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I don't know why he's English, but I can't think of another American accent to do. I guess you're about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. I'm actually looking for some information about an old computer. Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarised. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Well, it's not an old church. No, I guess not, but still, it all has a kind of reverence to it. What's that smell? Like bread. Baking bread. Please follow me. Oh, okay, I've got him. Right, I can degauss. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is just for your safety and to adjust your outfits just a bit. Some protective header up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. We don't wear glasses, so that won't be an issue. Well, do us a favour and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. Oh, very odd. What is this? More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. We actually just need to ask you about a computer. No. The orientation is done by voice and rote. We don't believe electronics have a role in our company culture. Computers are tools. Plenty of interesting mechanical this and that, though. Shall we move on? Oh, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. I don't think they keep it like that. Maintenance, old man. I bet it's someone's job around here. Probably hard to keep all the dust out, you know, underground. That's why I got into this business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to just let it fall into ruin, you know. It was like that computer back in the cave, XANADU. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let that fall apart? I can't go any further that way, so... I presume I'm going to get into one of these, am I? Here's the fleet, haha. Oh, we just use it to get around internally. What do you do here? Oh, I'm a copywriter. Text on bottles and flyers, ad copy, that sort of thing. Discerning shades and heartsick lovers have long known the taste of hard times and held it in favour over all other spirits. That was one of mine. So the trucks are just Easter ways in shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities. Sublime machinery. Okay. Let's drive this thing. In you get, Shannon. Oh god, have I got to execute a 3-point turn? There we go, problem solved. Got out of it in the end. This is distillation. Am I supposed to be going to shipping? Let's just go to shipping. It's just going to be easier. I want to... Mailing and bottling. So there's a very large factory down here. There's coffins. Why are some of the coffins on fire? Does that not worry anybody? Lumberyard. Here's the charring yard. Vents pretty well though, considering. This smell. This is why they call the bourbon a comfort food. Those are empty, right? What? Oh, of course, we wouldn't really zoom anyone. We tapped that source years ago. Okay, so this whiskey involves the burning of dead people's coffins and exhuming people at one point in its history. Is it shipping I'm supposed to go to? I've been here. Okay, let's drive. By the way, if you're playing this game, I'm doing this by holding down the left mouse button and just driving. Okay, let's go to shipping, shall we? There we go. Here it is. Now, I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries from an antique shop until this latest run. Aha! Precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I have no doubt. Now, it's only after what happened with Mícheál this evening. What happened with Mícheál this evening? Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes a moment or simply hit a curve too devilish. I do pity ill-fated Mícheál. He was good company and slow to anger, but if we're speaking confidentially, with all the lost products to be repaid, bourbon and glass stashed all over the across the interstate, and a few casks too, Morris thankfully had no next of kin. So let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Dispatcher 1020 on that load, come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 10 to 12, City Kitty. This is a good time. This is a good time, dispatch. We may have found Mícheál's replacement, though you might like to get acquainted. 10-9, come again. Introduce yourself. Hello. Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. That's very well they're very well regarded here. You folks know anything about a mouldy old computer? Nah, we'll hardly gonna pay the water bill. Ah, so. Set the call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Headlights work fine, see? That's important. Most of our product goes out at night, so you never know who you run into in the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. The magic hour, eh? Drivers sleep in the day then. Sure, those that sleep. Mícheál pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, you know. Sometimes over in bottling. I should have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. Conway had to get off the highway. Too loud, too murky. Turn into a grey cornfield in Indiana. Empties rattled under the passenger seat. He watched traffic and birds. Seeing those migrations close up, they looked random. He thought about the load in the trailer. Thousands of plastic cups. Somebody wanted those cups in Rockford that night. It was pointless. So moving on. While I was with this knob here, seemed to have a decent talk to them, eh? Can't say how they'd found an ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. Always clear skies down here. So I hear, but most of our product is delivered by surface roads. Feel rain quite often, particularly in the spring months. So I hear. They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay or review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. He was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it though. 83 in biblical flood. I went to see a movie. Someone on a swashbuckler film about real men and women, real tights, real lips, fake blood. They bought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooched, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. They poured another drink, and another, and another. She was worrying it was getting dark out, then it was getting light out. End up in someone else's field, in someone else's car, an early morning joyride, and a sunrise collision. She got on the bus and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. Seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. A modest technology but suited the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Oh, sure, I know where you want to look. Kick the tyres, that's the thing we do, isn't it? As though our needs can exert the kind of forces these tyres see out there on the road. More like to hurt ourselves, isn't it the way, eh? Sure, they're big machines, but they can be fragile. Absolutely. A truck deserves care and fearful respect like a glass elephant. Miguel was a good driver, but he didn't have that quality of difference. Conway sat in a room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee as it is. He listened. The speaker listed all the things that we tried, most people in the room were probably there by court order. Few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual, all the things we tried. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands to a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning. He started walking. He was always walking these days. It was good to slow down. It felt clarifying, like a walking meditation. The road ran by a creek for a while. He took an unforeseen detour when the creek and road parted, following the edge of the water. He skipped a few stones alone. He stopped to consider the overturned boat. It was a kind of serenity, that wandering and looking without purpose. He was coming to rely on those moments. Now, what else can we show you? The back. Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job, as some drivers like the extra shifts. Stacking and loading here. You shouldn't really do any lifting these days. I see. Well, surely we can spare a dolly and a carrying strap for your health and safety. Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt. The usual. Lisette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee and get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled about it. Lisette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along and Conway drifted out again. Didn't hear about the accident until months later. So what's next? Switch radio crackles back into life. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning. I really can't. Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few... 10:33 dispatch, got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles, come back. Dispatcher 10-4, back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lem. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. 10-4. Dr. Rizan, good. Listen to this. So, I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And got one more thing to show you. Alright, let's get back in the thing and head back up to logistics. The physics of making that thing do its own turns. I mean, I know that sounds like a really stupid thing to say, but it can't be easy to program. Oh yeah, park. No, come back. I realised quite how close I was. Let's park, shall we? Now we can park. Let's go park. But yeah, I like the fact that I've never seen a game where the car could perform its own three-point turn that wasn't in a pre-programmed scene. Let's head back upstairs. I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about this stupid mouldy old computer. Oh, the old man in the cave with the mouldy computer. The black mould, it's drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you see. As we age the whiskey, some of it invariably evaporates into the air. The angel's share. Goes to the vents here and out to the caves. If we can scrape up that mould, we can usually apply some pressure to it and cold it. Squeeze and condense the angel's share back into drinkable whiskey. Every drop counts when you're making a living on the stuff. So we go down and scrape it off his equipment, just like any other place it grows. He keeps sending his people to drive us away. Paranoid, truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mould. Since we stopped going down there, I'm sure the mould's gotten pretty thick. Try cleaning off the timing crystal. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs. So, he's the one that gave us the answers as to how to fix the computer, which is very nice of him. I wondered why the timing crystal came up when obviously I had nothing. There was no clue as to why I should be picking a timing crystal. But I like this. Going back into a chapter. So what am I doing up here in logistics? This is logistics, is it not? Or is logistics the one up here? Logistics must be the one up here because there's nothing else happening, so I've forgotten already. If you don't mind, if we don't mind what? It's got dark all of a sudden. It's got very dark. Is this logistics? Adding machine, okay. Here it is, a beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know. What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come for our daily ritual to calculate a day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired. Wait, we can't. It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is the top shelf stuff now. Single barrel. He doesn't... Down the hatch. Vinum memori mors. But I don't want to drink. I did not click that. Decent enough, welcome aboard. He's not working for you, we have to get back to this hour. He has a delivery to make. What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity? She's right, I have to make this, I'm disappointed. I'm afraid that leaves with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not for your It's not your first shift drink. Well, and there's the matter of this tour just now. My time and experience are bailed at quite a premium. This is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep by my back of the envelope explanations. Well, we have that. Well, we have that in common, I suppose, all of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs, of course. The interest begins to compound immediately, and well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow then. What the heck just happened? So I guess I start in the morning. I guess. I'm confused. It's just the way these things go, kid. Ah, well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? Here's the ferry. What is this game? What is game? What is? There's a giant mammoth on the back of the ferry. I don't know what more I can say about that. There's a giant mammoth on the back of the ferry. It's just one of those things. End of Act 3. So yes, I'm glad I cut that into 2 parts because that's been about half an hour in itself, so probably could have split it easier, but I apologise for the length of the video last time we saw this, but I jet pause. So thank you very much for watching. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Check out the link in the description below to find the game yourself. Thank you so much. It does mean a lot to me. Please do hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed any part of that video. And maybe, you know, give it a share with your friends and stuff like that if they like this game. I think this game is absolutely beautiful. I think it's lovely. I think it's well made. I think it's... The story is genuinely intriguing, and I don't know, it's keeping me guessing, and that's something I like in a game. So, thank you very much for watching. I was me, that was Kentucky Route Zero. See you very, very soon, guys. Goodbye. You just stay a little bit further ahead of me, so I don't want you near me. Just look at me, and bring it towards me. He turns around and says, "Where are you taking me?" Squiddington talks.